Get ready for high school action on the place for local sports, The Score. Brought to you by Central Maine Community College. More than just a community college, over 40 academic degrees and certificates, and one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Just go to cmcc.edu. Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dog fees, where cars and trucks cost you less. Online at cmautogroup.com. By Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner, hammondlumber.com. Midstate Machine. Looking for a career? Check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Sales and service by a family that cares. Somerset Stone & Stove, offering quality gas, pellet, and wood stoves and hardscape products. 201 Tire, Battery, and Service, your tire and battery experts on the Augusta Vassalboro line. PJ Diggs, the excavation pros. If it's dirt, they do it. Renewal by Anderson, award-winning replacement windows and doors. Schedule your free consultation today. Assistance Plus, providing home care, behavioral health, and developmental services. Together, we can make a difference. Joseph's Market, Front Street, Waterville, famous for fine meats. The Harry J. Smith Company, 13 Sanger Avenue, Waterville, serving the Central Maine community for over 100 years. Computer Improvements, Water Street, Skowhegan, your headquarters for computer maintenance. Casella Waste, for your residential and commercial trash pickup. And by Dixon's Country Market in Benton, celebrating 10 years with 24-hour diesel service and the best takeout food around. Now, let's go live to Mike Violet and A.J. Knight.
Good evening. Welcome to Fuller Field in Augusta, where it is the night part of our day-night playoff football doubleheader tonight as the Cony Rams take on the Mount Blue Cougars. I'm Mike Violet. He is A.J. Knight. Sean Packard is here as our videographer here tonight. We saw the Winslow Black Raiders roll over the MCI Huskies 55-14 here this afternoon in a game you saw on the Score.
And you can see, if you didn't watch it live, YouTube, centralmainsports.com in the vault, totally free.
Absolutely.
It's there right now.
It is free. It is free. It is unobstructed. You have the key. Go watch it, centralmainsports.com and the vault. The matchup here tonight features a team in the Mount Blue Cougars with 8 losses. They lost every game they played this year. The Cony Rams are 5-3. One of those 5 was a narrow escape back on September 29th. The Cony Rams came back, scored a touchdown in the final minute, and tied Mount Blue and took the game to overtime, where they got the extra point when they scored. Mount Blue didn't, and Cony won it 27-26. As close as Mount Blue has come all year to winning a game, and as close as Cony could possibly have cut it to win a game. So the matchup is interesting. You made a good point for once off the air when you said that probably Mount Blue caught Cony at one of, if not the worst times of the season, coming off the beating that they took at the hands of Messalonsky, both on the field and on the scoreboard, and then, of course, the following week against the Lawrence Bulldogs. So that may have been just a downtime for Cony. The Rams are a lot healthier and I think a lot better since September 29th.
Yeah, I think you can really look at that game as an interesting sort of watermark for both these teams, because obviously we had that game, Cony and Lawrence. Lawrence rushed for 500 yards in that game and just utterly decimated a beat-up Cony team that got beat up against Messalonsky. But actually, if you go back a week before, Skowhegan went up and beat Mount Blue, but since then they're 0-5 in those 5 games that include that Skowhegan game, which includes Cony. But since then, their season averages were 11 points scored, nearly 30 given up. But in that 5-game streak, it's 14 scored and 26, so still a healthy deficit, but they are playing better. On the other side for Cony, Obviously, they had that loss to Messalonski, the loss to Lawrence, but in that winning streak, they've gone from scoring just about 25 points per game to 35, and they've gone from giving up just about 23 to 21.
And there's a doggone good chance that it will be the Parker show here tonight. Parker Morning throwing to Parker Surgeon. They have been a dynamic duo this year for sure. Cony lost 3 of their first 4. They lost to South Portland, then beat Skowhegan, then lost to Meso, and then lost to Lawrence, and then reeled off 4 wins in a row. The narrow escape over Mount Blue. Hammered Bangor 55-20, beat Falmouth 31-22, and beat Gardner in the game we had to wrap up the regular season 28-14. So the Rams may have picked the best time of the year to play their best football of the year.
Yeah, and I think it was sort of a revitalization for the team. Obviously, they got beat up, especially at the linebacker level. That's what we saw against Lawrence. And one of those linebackers is Connor Heidel, who was their starting running back. What you've seen since, I think, is an evolution. Obviously, is Parker Morin in his first year starting got more comfortable. He had a record-throwing game against Bangor. And then St. Ange has come on and become a big play threat in the running game. We were here last week for Gardner Cony, and I thought the interesting thing was your interview. You talked to both coaches in the Gardner-Cony matchup we had for that rivalry, and Cony said, no, we throw the ball. And the Gardner coach said, they're a pretty good running team. And we saw St. Ange have some big plays, and we voted him co-MVP that night with Sargent because he really put the team on his back in the second half and kind of salted that away.
Yeah, he's really stepped up and personified the next man up mantra that Cony has implemented in the wake of all of those injuries that they suffered specifically in the game against the Messalonski Eagles. So I think, like our first game this afternoon, the lower-seeded team is playing with house money and has no pressure on them at all. There isn't a person in this building, and I don't care who you talk to, this building, in this stadium, that thinks that the Mount Blue Cougars can win this game tonight. I don't think even the starting quarterback's mom for Mount Blue thinks they can win this game tonight.
Mount Blue, just a couple of stats, again, to talk about that game and its importance. The first time between these two, it was the only game that Mount Blue scored more than 13 points. Cony as well, something to note. In their 8 games this season, they've given up at least 20 points in all but 2 games. So those injuries, even without the injuries, their defense kind of struggled a little bit. So there's, I think, opportunities for Mount Blue to keep it interesting. And when you're, like you said, the team that no one expects to win, the longer you get into the game and you're closer, the pressure really starts to pivot to that other team because they're supposed to win.
Coming up in the pregame show, we're going to talk to Cony coach B.L. Lippert. I want to preface it by saying we talked to Coach Lippert before the tragedy occurred in Lewiston, so there is not any reference to it. Obviously, if we had talked to him after the fact, there would have been a reference to it. So if you find it conspicuous by its absence, that is the reason why. So let's take a timeout. We'll come back. Cony head coach B.L. Lippert is our guest on the pregame show next on The Score.
I came for a visit, and I just fell in love with it.
They just want to see you be you and just excel.
There's a lot of opportunities here.
It really gives me time to figure out what I want to do with my life.
It's a good stepping stone to get to where you want to be.
The tuition is definitely part of what brought me here.
Credits transfer, that's huge, especially for a community college when you're trying to figure out what you want.
CM's the best place. Honestly, it's the best place. You got to be here to experience it.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Randy Belanger purchased the Harry J. Smith Company over 7 years ago, knowing his customers expected the same quality service as they have always received for over 100 years. With 10 bays and 12 employees, we can have most of your repairs done the same day. Whether it's on your car, truck, or RV, we can handle it. Just call us and let us go to work for you. The Harry J. Smith Company, 13 Sanger Avenue in Waterville, keeping your vehicle on the road for over 100 years and doing it the right way.
At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. Maybe your existing system is failing or it's a new house lot. You need new installation. Call PJ Diggs. They can bring their site evaluator to design the right septic system. Headed to camp? Ditch the outhouse for a newly installed system. How about a septic system for your campsite? Imagine your own private campground. Already have a septic design? PJ Diggs can install it for you. Call 431-4299. That's 431-4299. At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. 131 Hinkley Road, Canaan.
Mike Violet back here on The Score with more of our pregame show as we get to playoff football. Cony Rams, Mount Blue Cougars teeing it up tonight at Fuller Field in Augusta. Joining us now, Cony head coach Bill Lippert. Coach, first of all, welcome to our pregame show. Secondly, congratulations on a nice wrap-up to your season.
Thank you. Yeah, to end the season with 4 wins was nice, and hopefully we can continue that into the playoffs here tonight and see where we come out. But I have a request. Can the picture they're probably showing right now, do you have any that make me look a little slimmer? My face looks a little round. You can't work. Maybe you have filters there or something. Do the best you can to help me out.
Our digital director, Sean Packard, has a magic wand, so okay, I'm sure he can work on photoshopping that as we do this year, and it runs. So, hey, I do the same thing, believe me, Coach. So you started out losing 3 of 4, and things didn't look good, especially when in that 3 of 4 loss streak, you got the daylights beat out of you physically in Oakland against Messalonsky, and then you lost big time to Lawrence, that is, they put the hammer down on you, and all of a sudden, out of the ashes of that, you win 4 in a row. What started to go right in week number 5?
I think we really started to get some of the sophomores that were thrust into those positions in the second half against Meso, and then, of course, against a pretty physical Lawrence team. They started to find their bearings a little bit. It takes time. they weren't really expecting to play a lot of varsity minutes, and then, boom, you're kind of in there under the lights on Friday. So they've adjusted pretty well to playing on the varsity games, and that's helped us out defensively. Offensively, we've committed a little bit more to the pass game. We're a little bit more conservative in the first half of the year. We've opened it up to a larger extent here in the second half to feature Parker Moore and throwing the football around pretty good. So I think those two things probably account for most of the difference. And I think our kids have just showed some resiliency, and quite frankly, they're used to winning games. We've been pretty good here for a while. Been above 500, near the top of the PTC rankings. So to be 1-3, I think they were kind of shell shocked, and they could have gone one of 2 ways. And thankfully, they went the way that was getting more committed and trying to figure out how to get into the winning column more often.
The Parker Show, as we call it, has been fascinating to watch unfold here this year. Parker Sargent last year ended up getting hurt. Back healthy this year, and Parker Moore, your young quarterback who came into the season having played hardly any quarterback, looks like a veteran now. Give us a sense of how that evolvement for both of those kids has happened.
Sure. They both got hurt last year.
Yeah.
Parker Sargent in week 2, and then Parker Moore in the week 1 JV game. So they really didn't contribute at all for our team last year, which was unfortunate because we knew they had this potential in them. And they've just kind of hit a stride here. They've played a lot of sports together, mainly basketball. They have a good friendship, friendship there. And Parker Sargent has this second gear, fifth gear, whatever you want to call it, that other people just really can't stay with.
No.
And it was true last year, too, against Levitt in the preseason. They had some pretty good corners, and he'd kind of tempo his routes and then accelerate, and all of a sudden he's by you. And, this year, Parker Moran's been able to put it on him a couple times. Gardner last week committed at times almost 2.5 defensive backs to cover Parker Sargent, and he got behind him twice for 2 big scores, and they did a better job in the second half of negating that. But a lot of teams have made the cognizant decision we got to slow down Sargent, and sometimes he's still gotten loose a few times.
That extra gear, overdrive, whatever you want to call it, is something else to behold, because once he gets a step on you, he is gone. But I'll tell you, those 2 throws for the 2 deep ball touchdowns last Friday night against Gardner, Morin couldn't have walked down the field and placed the ball in his hands any better.
Yeah, it's really funny. I joke with Mitchell Karen, who played for us in 2014. There was a DN on the state championship team in 13. He's kind of been our quarterback coach for the year. And if you watch Parker in practice, or better yet, if you watch him in warm-ups, he does not look like he throws the deep ball well. And he's throwing some curveballs, and they're going. And for some reason, when the lights turn on, he's really, really accurate on the deep ball. And especially here in the second half of the season, if Sargent's had a step, he's really put it on him, and hopefully that trend can continue. But they're really I've had people that aren't big football fans that are there for the Cony Gardner game stop me in the hallway and say, "Oh my goodness, when he throws that deep pass and it's right on Parker Sargent's hands, that's a beautiful thing to watch." I said, "Yeah, no kidding. You don't get that very often," and thankfully we have those 2 for right now.
Well, save it for the game, that's for sure. So The Mount Blue Cougars, your opponent tonight, have had a tough year. They've lost every game they played, but it's kind of deceptive. There's been some games there that have been close, including the game they played with you where they took you to overtime and lost 27-26. So they come in certainly playing with house money, Coach Lippert. Nobody expects them to win, yet they played you as close as any team that they played all year.
Yeah, they played the second half of the year. They played really well. They played Falmouth tough, and Falmouth, I think, most people recognize as one of the more talented teams in the league, and they kind of pieced it together better at the end of the year. They played Meso tough last week. It was 21-12 in the fourth quarter. So we had all we could handle up there. We were actually kind of lucky to force it to overtime. Parker Sargent caught a pass from Parker Moore, and his time expired basically to send it to overtime, and then we were able to win. So they've played much better than an 0-8 record reflects, and they've got some young talent. They've tried a new quarterback, so they've got a sophomore quarterback playing more minutes, and they're big. They're huge up front. They're as big as anybody in the league. So I know the record says 0-8, but they are more than capable of beating us tonight. They've got some talented players. They're Dane Cousineau is a linebacker, running back that's really, really talented. The Galkowski kid. So they have some weapons, and they're playing with house money, as you said. So you expect to see the fake punts and the trick plays because they really have nothing to lose. And as a coach, you try to kind of anticipate that and prepare for it as best you can. But they're going to do it to pull out all the stops and see if they can pull off an upset.
Yeah, I mean, nothing to lose. What do they do offensively? Are they spread out much like you guys are?
Yeah, they're more like a 2 tight end set, but they can have 2 running backs and 2 tight ends, or 2 tight ends and 3 receivers. So they're quite multiple offensively. They've got some big personnel. They got a couple big tight ends, and they've thrown the ball pretty well. And the Cousineau kid, 22, is their top running back, but maybe also their top receiver. He's a really versatile player for them. So they mix it up. They run the quarterback a little bit, which causes them headaches for coordinators to try to figure out how do you drop and cover the pass, but also have an eye on him. So they mix up what they do offensively pretty well.
Class B North is, I think, wide open. Lawrence came on at the end and really played well down the stretch. They beat Messalonski, of course. Messalonski bounced back last week, but still, even though those 2 teams got the bye, I'm looking at what I think are 4 teams that could contend for this regional championship. What are your thoughts on who can contend for it?
Yeah, I think certainly Lawrence has proven to be the 1 seed, and they've earned that for sure. But as you said, I think depending on how everything shakes out, if whoever wins our game is going to Messalonski next week, and I'd like to think if we get that chance, maybe we play a little bit better with some guys more acclimated to the starting role. They've got some explosive offense headlined by Tatum Dusetto, so that you have your hands full. And Lawrence, you can't really pick out. We're talking about who the player of the year is in the conference, and Lawrence is at the top of the league, but there's not one guy where you say, boy, it's definitely this kid or it's definitely Michael Hanley. Yeah, they really are versatile offensively, which makes it really, really tough to defend. They've gotten more physical as the year has progressed, and I think Lawrence is probably the favorite. Obviously, the 1 seed would kind of allude to that, but they also beat us pretty handily and beat Meso pretty handily. So everyone's chasing Lawrence, but I think in the right circumstances, a couple of us could knock them off if we're getting the opportunity.
Do you still worship Jameis Winston?
Not really. Yeah, he doesn't play, so I turn on the Saints game and see if he can get on the field a little bit. And
apologies for having to cut short Coach Lippert's comments on his favorite quarterback in the NFL, Florida State alum Jameis Winston, because this game is going to start a little bit early. So we thank Coach Lippert for being on the pregame show, and we are set to go. Kicking off for Mount Blue is Sebastian Kelly, as Cony won the toss and has elected to receive. It's a squibber, and Cony jumps on the football at the 36-yard line, so immediately you can see the respect that Mount Blue has for the speed of the Cony Rams. And so Cony will take over an excellent field position for Parker Morin in this dynamic offense, 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Morin at quarterback, Anderson St. Onge will be his primary running back. He wears number 7 for those of you watching on our stream. Wide to the left side, Parker Sargent wearing number 3. The Parker show has been something else this year. A low snap, and it gets kicked. A low snap that Sargent, when he put his foot up to go grab it, I believe he kicked it, AJ. And fortunately for Cony, they fall right on it at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they luckily for no gain there, as St. Onge records the first not real carry of the game for no gain.
First big play of the game. All right, they'll try it again. So they lose it down. 2nd down and 10 from the 36. Morin from the shotgun. 8 men back here for the Mount Blue Cougars, and that goes right through the wickets. The pass intended there for Ethan Demmons. And it is incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 10. Mount Blue only rushing 3, so they're going to try to cover here early on and confuse Parker Morin. That's an interesting strategy there by Mount Blue head coach Matt Friedman.
I think it's interesting, too, because as we just heard Coach Lipper talk about how big they are up front, so you would think they should be able to be stout in the run game at least.
So 3rd and 10, Morin in the shotgun, trips to the left, has time, back to throw, unloads to Sargent. Sargent hit and down at the 44-yard line. Good open field tackle there by Alex Ratcliffe on a tough guy to get in the open field. And it's going to be 4th down, and I think B.L. Lippert is going to go for it here on 4th down and about a yard just shy of midfield. Got a great shot from Sean, our videographer there, on just where the ball is and just where they need the ball to be in order to get the first.
Just wanted to say real quickly, too, that full interview will be up on Central Maine Sports on YouTube, so you can go find it.
Even the magic wand to make BL's face slimmer?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, 4th down and 1. The carry by Parker Morin, and Porn easily gets the first down. In fact, he got 5 yards down to the 44-yard line. So Parker, who doesn't usually run much, I think fooled him a little bit there, and Morin gets the first down. It's a 5-yard gain for Cony, and they convert on 4th down. 1st and 10 now at the 30. Excuse me, I said earlier it was midfield. Now it's just over midfield at the 49.
I think that's something, too, you could see a little bit more of. Morin, I don't think, has to run, but I think just showing some of that makes his offense that much more lethal.
1st and 10 at the Mount Blue 49. Handoff to St. Onge. Bounces it outside. Bounces it more outside. 45 and a first down. Anderson St. Onge, the sophomore running back, has been a revelation in the next man up category for the Cony Rams, and he rumbles all the way down to the 37-yard line.
I think interesting, too, as you point out, Mike, he's a sophomore, and I don't want to obviously get too ahead of myself, but he brings, unlike Heidel, much more speed. So that could be a dynamic backfield next year.
1st and 10. Handoff inside, stutter step by Anderson St. Onge, and he's inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line. Got an excellent lead block there from Bodie King-Jones, and on the tackle for Mount Blue, 79 Sam Ratcliffe.
It's going to be an interesting matchup just from the standpoint of if Cony wants to play, or excuse me, Mount Blue wants to play 3 down, that Cony offensive line's got to get those double teams and get up to the second level to open up that space.
All right, 2nd down and about 5. Line of scrimmage, the 34. Handoff, then a handoff around the left side, and Demmons down the sidelines. He's gone! Ethan Emmons, 34 for the score, and Cony leads it 6-0.
How about that trickeration? Everyone always expects, right, Sargent to grab those. Going to run him as a decoy, and, of course, run St. Onge as a decoy, too, as he has the handoff on the reverse.
So it takes Cony 2 minutes and 30 seconds to score. They go 64 yards. And here is Legatron. Landon Foster blasts it certainly long enough, and it is good. And with just 2.5 minutes gone, Cony takes the opening kickoff right down the field, and they lead it 7-0.
Just how you drew it up, right? You botched the first snap. You got to go for it on 4th down, and you scored 34-yard rushing touchdown. It's good, I think, too, as well for Cony. Everyone knows Sargent. I think at this point everyone knows St. Onge. With Dimmons and blanking, Mike, who's number 11 for Cony?
Killian Arnold.
Arnold. For those players, obviously they're kind of in that secondary role now, as with Napolitano, obviously one of the injuries, and Heidel out. Getting them some touches and demonstrating some of their playmaking ability just makes the offense, again, that much more lethal.
All right, Foster ready to kick it off. Cony's return men all stacked up. Some sort of confusion. Now they break up. And here is Foster. By the way, happy Halloween. Driving knuckleball of a kick. And it is going to go out of bounds. And this will be a penalty on Cony. So you either accept a penalty and make Foster kick from the 35 or decline and take it at the 35-yard line your own. So Mount Blue's going to go for the latter. So 1st and 10 from their own 35. For this Mount Blue offense, Clay Dunning is their quarterback. He's a senior, wears number 7. And if you heard Coach Lippert's interview in the pregame show, Mount Blue does run its spread, but more with tight ends emphasized than the Cony Rams do. To Cousineau. Cousineau on first down, a bounce to the outside. He's grabbed by Sargent. You're not going to outrun him. And Cousineau is out of bounds over the 40 at about the 42, but that's a solid run on first down for Dane Cousineau. Big back, a junior. Excellent football player, again referenced by Coach Lippert in the pregame show.
It's going to be interesting to talk. Coach Lippert pointed out the size of the line is interesting to see if Mount Blue can kind of use that and kind of grind the game down to a tempo they like.
All right, second down at about 2. The turn, the handoff to Galkowski. Galkowski is run down from behind. Galkowski not able to turn the corner, and grabbing him was Caden Veyu, and he lost yardage. Excellent tackle from the weak side by Veyu.
I think give him a loss of 1 on that one.
So third down. And from the gun here, Clay Dunning. Cousineau behind him as an I-back. Runs the option to the left, and he gets to the sideline, does Dunning. And where are they going to spot him? He got out of bounds at the 46. That's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, it looked like, Sean, good zoom in there, as if you're watching our stream. Looks like he got just past the sticks and then took a shot there. So he got, I think, 5?
Yes,
Maybe
first and
4.
10 from the 41. Dunning at quarterback. Straight handoff to Cousineau outside over midfield. 45, it's a foot race 40. He's not going to outrun Sargent, and Parker runs him out of bounds at the 33-yard line. So Dane Cousineau, again referenced by Coach B.L. Lippert in the pregame show, and through a couple of carries, he's getting it done. He's got good speed.
A nice job there, too. Again, just a sideline issue, but a big play there as they pick up 21.
So it's first and 10 from the 33. Already this game is moving faster than our game this afternoon.
Big time.
Of course, a stopped clock moves faster than that. All right, going in motion is Galkowski. They're going to run the option with him. We got a flag down. This will come back no matter what happens. Clay Dunning on the carry, but a flag behind the play. Actually, I thought it was going to be a hold. It's procedure.
I say that flag came out pretty quick. If it was a hold, somebody grabbed someone immediately.
Snap, grab. All right, so it's a procedure call against Mount Blue. This will cost them 5. Our referee tonight, Paul McCarty, the pride of beautiful downtown Skowhegan, Maine.
I was waiting for you to say Farmington because usually that's our.
No.
We work in that fun fact
The only thing that could be better if Paul were from Farmington, but he's a Skowhegan boy. First and 15. Back to throw here. Dunning has oodles of time, throws it, and a catch and an immediate hit there on the receiver, Trey Bailey. He got stuffed immediately on the play by Cony's. Of course, I don't have an 81 on my roster.
See if I have.
All right, go ahead and research that for me. We'll get R&D on it.
I do not.
All right, so he will be known as 81. All right, the play in. And it is second down and just about 10. To the left, the pitch to Cousineau. Cousineau dances to the outside. Good pursuit by Cony. They strung him out nicely, and they roll him out of bounds in front of the Mount Blue bench. Excellent job there on the pursuit by Josh Kidd, the senior captain for Cony.
Give him only a gain of 1 there. Nice job again. There's one thing that Cony definitely has, it's speed.
Cousineau goes and takes a seat. Or does he? No, he's going wide left. I thought he was going off the field. So empty backfield here for Clay Dunning, the senior quarterback. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Back to throw. Dunning over the middle. It's caught. And that is Cousineau, but nowhere near the first. But certainly Mount Blue, with nothing to lose to go for it, is in 4-down territory. So it'll be 4th. We'll call it 6. 4th and 6 with 6 minutes left in the first quarter. It is 7-0 Cony. Dunning gets the play. Has backs to either side in the shotgun. Has a double wing on the right, and Paul McCarty steps up. I didn't hear a whistle. Now they're ready to go. He had stopped them. Now they're ready to go as a whistle is blown to indicate to start the clock. Back to throw is Dunning, setting up a screen in the middle. It's thrown. It's caught. And this is going to be a big gainer down the left sideline. Touchdown, Mount Blue! Down the left sideline, it was wide open, and the Cougars have struck after Cony scored to open the game on a long touchdown pass. I did not see who caught it. Was it
22?
Was it? It was Cousineau?
Yeah.
Okay, so Dane Cousineau. So Cousineau.
29 yards to the house.
Yes, sir. That'll get it done. Snap good, ball down, the extra point tipped, and that is wide. So the extra point is missed. But with 5:35 to go in the first quarter, Mount Blue strikes back. They missed the extra point, but the Cougars have scored. It is 7-6 Cony.
Nice setup there. A screen, obviously, in that play. I think you expect Cony to try and get upfield. And Cousineau just does a nice job getting, having some space and getting to the outside and just outraces Cony to the end zone.
So Mount Blue takes less than 4 minutes to get that touchdown back on the 22-yard pass from Dunning to Cousineau. And the extra point missed. And ready to kick off here, Sebastian Kelly.
Cousineau already has 65 offensive yards.
Let's see how Kelly handles this. He drives it deep. And it is taken at the 15 to the 20 to the 25-yard line. And the ball came out. The ball came out at the 27, and Cony got on it. On the return there for the Rams was Reagan McManus. And fortunately, the Rams able to get back on that football.
Had a little casual on that return, just never really got into gear. I think it was actually St. Ange on the return.
Okay.
But never really got into gear and then loses the ball.
So Anderson St. Ange lucky to avoid a fumble. So Morin comes out 1st and 10 from his own 27. 7-6 Cony lead. Morin back to throw, has time, flips it out in the flat. It is caught out there, and the turn up the field. Knocked out of bounds over the 35 to the 37-yard line. I think that was Caden Vayu, maybe?
Yeah, 18.
Oh, it was 18?
Yeah.
All right. Jackson Vayu.
Vayu.
A Vayu with the catch. Second down and 2 for Cony at the Rams 37. Trips left for Parker Morin. Morin rolls that way, looks, now tucks it under. He's going to run it, and he goes out of bounds in front of his own bench. A first down for the Cony Rams. He is out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and they'll move the sticks.
Now, credit Morin there. He could have taken off a little bit sooner, but obviously they flooded that side, so he was holding for that something to come open, but obviously got enough space there to pick up the first down. And, again, not something I think he needs to do a ton, but just makes him that much more dangerous.
1st and 10 from the 44. Back to throw. It's a screen left side to Sargent, and the ball thrown right into the ground there by Morin.
Well, untimely anytime, especially an easy catch like that, just to get Sargent, see what he can do in space to miss something like that, because we've seen that exact play he did against Mesolonsky. You give him about a block and a half, and he can outrace everybody.
It does not take much. He is so doggone fast. All right, 2nd down and 10. Morin rolls to the right, looks, fires it down. It's overthrown, intended downfield by Ethan Demmons, who's got their touchdown. It was overthrown. It's incomplete.
Yeah, just over. He had him right there for an easy first down. It's a route combination we've seen in the second half of the season from Cony. Kind of run a streak there to clear out that near side or one of the sidelines and run kind of that little post route. Just missed him. Worth noting, Mike, St. Ange went out and has been on the sideline this entire drive after that dropped ball.
Yeah, he is on the sidelines. Back to throw again as Morin zips it over the middle. High pass. It's caught. The catch made over the middle by Lance Terrio, and Terrio to the 48-yard line.
Nice job by Mount Blue. They're not letting anything get behind them deep. Still a good gain. Pick up
so
8.
4th and about 2 for Cony at the 48-yard line of the Mount Blue Cougars. Trips to the right. Morin drifts that way, throws in the flat. There's the catch, a first down, all the way down to the 35-yard line.
Jackson Vayu again.
Jackson Vayu again. He's made himself a part of the offense here tonight.
Nice job. They're just, again, just finding some space. And those other weapons not named Parker Surgeon, I think are for sure going to have a lot of open space for Cony. It's just, can they deliver?
They should. And so far tonight they have. They have definitely delivered. 1st and 10 from the 34. The handoff right up the gut. St. Ange back in the game, and Anderson St. Ange rips off a pretty good gain. He is inside the 30 to about the 29. That'll do. That's a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4, running clock. 3:50 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah.
7-6, Cony.
Yeah, I wonder if that was just sort of a take a second for St. Ange. He might have been down. His reaction seemed to suggest on that kick return he wasn't, but I don't think it's a coincidence. He sat a few snaps afterwards.
2nd down and 4, nor do I. Surgeon wide to the left. Let's see. A play fake. Looking right is Morin. Now flush from the pocket. Now he's going to tuck it up and run her, and he dances down the sidelines, and I believe he skipped rope there good enough to get the first down.
Yeah, he wanted something quick there and just didn't like it. I think the coverage was a little bit too tight, and a nice play by him there to run that out, and I think he's going to run over here to Coach Lippert while they take a look at this, basically. And I think they're going to say just short.
All right. So they put the ball right on the 25-yard line, so it is 3rd down and less than a foot for the Cony offense. 3rd down and short. Cony leading 7-6. Each team has had one full possession and scored on it. Direct snap to Morin, and Morin, I don't know. We may have a 4th down play coming. He got strung out pretty well by the Mount Blue defense. Cole McCourt got out there. And now Mount Blue takes a timeout. Tonight's game is brought to you by Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Find your passion. Go to cmcc.edu. More than 40 academic degrees and programs to choose from. That's cmcc.edu.
Based on where they're dropping that, Mike, I think he lost back to that hash mark. So he lost a yard, and I think a mistake here early on, as I show you the replay again, as you watch this replay, if he hands off to St. Ange, there's a huge hole in the middle there. St. Ange only gets the first down. He picks up plenty more, and then Morin, I think, a little lackadaisical, to be honest, when he tried to get outside there and gets wrapped up.
So 4th, and now it looks about like a full yard. 4th and about a yard for this Cony offense. The ball just outside of the 25-yard line. They've got to have the 25. Sargent is wide to the left side. Ethan Emmons is the slot. St. Ange, the running back. It's Morin, a run all the way, easy first down. Spins, and he's to the 20, and they'll move the sticks.
How about that? 3 for 3 on 4th downs and for the game, obviously, but all in this first quarter.
So they'll move the sticks, and Cony has advanced the ball down to the 20, where it'll be 1st and 10. This drive began at their 27-yard line.
Interesting to see Cony go a little bit slower. I wouldn't say they're necessarily fast break, but they're usually not a slow-paced team. Usually keep tempo.
3 to the left, 2 to the right. Parker Moore, an empty backfield on 1st and 10 at the 20. All kinds of time. Fires over the middle. It's too far in front of the intended receiver there. It was Lance Terrio. And it is incomplete, 2nd and 10. Morin has been a little off tonight.
Yeah, that one, I think he might have got a little gun shy because Terrio was open there in the crowd of Cougar defenders, but there were 3 defenders there, and you have a potential of maybe getting your guy, hurt or it taking a big hit, and then the ball pops in the air. Next thing you know, it's a pick.
2nd and 10 at the 20, same formation. 3 left, 2 right, empty backfield. Mount Blue dropping 8. Morin rolls out, flips it, end zone right there, and it is caught! Touchdown, Jackson Vayu! It's a 20-yard strike, and Cony has increased its lead to 13-6.
Yeah, nice little wheel route there. He was open the whole way as the defender didn't really stop him, and he was able to easily get behind him. And how about Jackson Vayu, his 3rd catch already?
So Vayu with 3 catches and a touchdown. Here is Landon Foster, Legatron. And is it a fake? The throw, and it's incomplete. Morin, the holder, stood up and threw it. Kind of a jump pass over the middle, and the 2-point pass play is no good off the fake. And so each team has missed an extra point tonight. 2:15 to go in the first quarter. The score, Cony 13 and the Mount Blue Cougars 6.
I think he had him there. He just, I think just the timing of it and kind of overthrew him. Show you the touchdown. Sorry. That was the 2-point play. Show you the touchdown here again as you'll just see Vayu get on a wheel route and rolls out there, and he was completely behind the defense. Morin even kind of short-armed that a little bit, but a nice job by Vayu to adjust and make that catch.
So Cony goes 73 yards for the score. And they are up by 7, 13-6. And here is Foster to kick off. In the middle, it's Trey Bailey, and Bailey's going to handle it at the 10 to the 15 to the 20, 25, up the middle, and into a pile he goes, and he returns it to the 31-yard line. So Bailey, about a 21-yard return there. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mount Blue Cougars at the 31-yard line.
You had shootout written all over this one, right, Mike?
I didn't think this would be a 1-point game that went to overtime like the first meeting, run up the middle. This is Cousineau. But I also don't think it's going to be a game that ends up with like running time or anything like that.
Especially Cousineau's start of this game.
So Cousineau with a solid 5. It's 2nd and 5. Mount Blue sends the play in from the sidelines. They do it without the charades of MCI with the posters and the pictures and playing cards and Monopoly pieces and things like that. A screen left side, the bubble, it burst. Let's just say that. Nothing there. Excellent coverage by the Cony defense, and no gain.
Yeah, they threw it out at number 21, but just, again, nothing doing.
Steve Galkowski, the junior.
He loses 2.
So a loss on the play. 3rd and about 6. 3rd and 6, running clock. 1:08 left in the first quarter. Back to throw, Dunning. He fakes. Going to run it. Gets grabbed. A handful of jersey there by the Cony defender. And it was enough to slow him down, and we are about to get our first punt of the night.
Number 5 there just bursts through the line there and gets a whole lot of jersey and drags him down there, I think, for basically no gain.
That's Gavin Flynn.
Yeah, Flynn with just exploded through the line. He was able to track him down from the backside.
All right, half of the Parker show back to return the punt here. That is Parker Surgeon, of course. And Dunning will kick. Surgeon standing at his own 35. A parachute of a snap, and he just got it away. Returnable if he can get it on a bounce, and he does. Look out. 35, 40. Spins away from one, and good job by Mount Blue to make sure that didn't get out of control. Tucker Bates on a very returnable punt bringing down Parker Surgeon at the 42. That was dangerous.
Yeah, that was a line drive, like you said. The parachute, you hold your breath for a second because it's just up in the air for so long. Surgeon catches that on a bounce, just couldn't get through the second wave there.
Yeah, if you're the punt returner there on a liner like that, you're hoping it's a one-hopper right to you, and it was.
Regardless, great field position for Cony.
Yep, first and 10, 42-yard line, leading 13-6, 19 seconds to play in the quarter. Morin in the gun, Parker Surgeon in motion. They hand it off to him on the jet sweep. Little shovel to him, and right side, and Surgeon really bottled up fairly well by the Mount Blue defense. He did or didn't get out of bounds. He did get out of bounds. They stopped the clock with 7 seconds to go in the first quarter.
And I think he got exactly 10.
Okay, so that's why they stopped the clock. So now they'll start it. That'll be it for the first quarter. So interesting so far. Lots of offense after one. And Cony with a 7-point lead. Score after one. Class B North football quarterfinals. The Cony Rams 13, the Mount Blue Cougars 6. You are watching and listening to high school playoff football on the place for local sports, Sports Radio 1160. WSKW, The Score.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Mid-State Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Mid-State Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
Dixon's Country Market on the Neck Road, Benton has it all. Sunoco gas and 24-hour diesel, plus a jam-packed store with what you need to grab and go. And so much succulent food. Huge sandwiches, delicious wraps, and hand-tossed fresh dough-loaded pizza. They have drinks, snacks, fresh meat and cheese in their deli counter, plus local Lively's products that won't cost you a lot of money. And remember those whoopie pies? Delightful, delicious Dixon's Country Market in Benton, supporting local high school sports.
Boo! Happy Halloween to you and yours. My Violet AJ Knight. That scare you, Sean Packard, our videographer? We are back here live at Fuller Field in Augusta on Halloween night. No tricks, no treats so far. When it comes to football, 13-6 in favor of Cony. They scored first. Got the extra point, led 7-0. Let's do our game recap, brought to you by Mid-State Machine. If you're looking for a career, check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. Cony won the toss, took the ball right down the field, scored. Mount Blue came back and scored. The difference being Cony got the extra point. Mount Blue has just allowed Cony to score again. It's 13-6. And now the Rams, after a punt, have the football at the 48-yard line. After a punt and a run by Surgeon. Downfield. I think he's open. And Terrio will score. Touchdown. A 48-yard pass play. Somebody put out an APB for the receiver there, Lance Terrio, because he was missing in action when it comes to the Mount Blue defense.
Yeah, he was open the whole time. And credit Morin, he could have thrown it earlier, got to a platform he liked a little bit better, and was able to deliver it. Mount Blue had a little bit of extra time to find that because Terrio was open immediately.
So Terrio makes the catch, takes it in, and here is Foster for the conversion. Plenty long enough, and it is good. And with 11:47 to go in the first half, the Cony Rams have scored again. They can strike quickly. And they lead at 20-6.
And again, I was going to point out, you got in the score recap, and then Vayu kind of punctuates the point I was going to make. How about the fact Cony tonight doing it without the big names thus far? I mean, Parker Morin obviously being one of them, but Vayu and now Terrio with the 2 touchdown catches.
Indeed, they have gotten it done. Comes 13 seconds into the second quarter. And the Cony Rams end up going 58 yards for the score. And their lead now, 14 points, 20-6. And Foster will kick. Back deep to return, Trey Bailey in the middle. On the near side, Galkowski. And that goes deep, and it is fielded back there by Bailey. At the 10 he goes, and he is hit. Breaks off that, and finally down at the 15-yard line. You know, you take it that deep, and you're better off maybe to go another second or so and see if it makes the end zone.
Yeah, I think it was going to. I'm surprised that Golkowski picked that up, especially, like you said, deep, because I think your coverage team kind of sets those blocks, and then, you know, trying to set an edge, how long do you expect them to hold them?
So Mount Blue at its own 15. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Clay Dunning at quarterback. Cousineau flanks out wide left. Empty backfield for Dunning. He's got trips right. On 1st and 10, he throws right. Caught out there. Bubble screen. And they get yardage up the right side.
That was 21's Golkowski, right?
That's Galkowski, yep.
Cousineau had the return. I misspoke, but that was Galkowski there on that catch.
So Galkowski to about the 19, give him 4, 2nd down and 6, 11:15 to go in the first half. It is 20-6, Cony. Backs to either side of Dunning. Going to put the ball in the belly of Cousineau. Cousineau right side, first down, 25, and over the 30, at the 30 actually. He is rolled out of bounds there. And that is a first down run there for Dean Cousineau.
Tell you what, if I'm Cousineau, I'm tired of seeing Sargent, because Sargent, I think about 3 times now, has met him on the sideline.
He has come up from his corner position, has Parker Sargent, to make stops on Cousineau, who's pretty darn fast himself. Again, Dunning in the shotgun with a running back to either side. They're going to play it close to the fence. And wow! It's like Veyu was shot out of a cannon there. He came and blew that play up in no time. Caden Veyu with a big stop and a loss on the play back to the 16-yard line.
Just no chance there. Get a handoff, and you immediately get wrapped up and spun down.
He just absolutely blew up that play, so it is 2nd and long.
Yeah, I think loss of 4 to the 26.
Yep, 2nd down and 14. Dunning in the gun. Keeps it, throws it, left side. Almost a circus catch made there by A.J. LaLiberty. It was knocked away. Good coverage over on that side. Jackson Veyu over there along with Lance Terrio.
I thought Terrio almost had a chance to moss that one. He got up high, and I thought got his hands on the ball. That was, I think, credited with the PB at least. But I thought he got his hands inside the catch radius there. Was going to pluck it out.
So 3rd and long, not a spot that Mount Blue wants to be in. 3rd down and 14 from their own 26. Dunning in the gun, back to throw. Has time. It's deflected, and it's incomplete. Excellent job there on the defensive side. Was that Connor Callahan? No, it was 50 Jeff Bickford.
A heck of a play there.
Swatted it away and then did a belly flop afterwards. So Bickford makes a play 4th and long, and punting again is Galkowski.
Nice response from Cony. Mount Blue goes down on the opening drive, gets a touchdown now, forced him to punt, depending this one.
And there's another parachute for a snap, and he just got it away. Sargent gets away from it smartly. Takes a very healthy Mount Blue bounce. It ends up being a really good punt, and it's all the way back to the 28-yard line. But, man, their snaps on punts have been interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, I thought that one you had a little bit more pressure in the first one. The nice thing for Mount Blue is that it was got a little bit better hang time on the punt. So Sargent he could have grabbed it, but he was immediately going to be hit by 3 Mount Blue punt defenders.
10 minutes to go in the first half. It is 20-6 Cony. Rams 1st and 10 from their own 29 after the punt. Man in motion, and they're going to throw it to that motion man. Jackson Veyu turns it upfield, 35. Veyu at first down, and Veyu over the 40 to the 46-yard line. And on the stop, it was Cousineau.
Yeah, it seems like Cony right now is just testing Mount Blue's resolve to play defense against everybody, because Veyu's kind of just going in motion and seeing if anybody follows him. Obviously, we saw with Terrio, right? That he was just wide open, and they're just paying so much attention to Sargent.
1st and 10 from the 46. Morin with trips left. Mount Blue shows blitz. They come. The flip out of the backfield. Caught there by Jackson Vayu again. Now spins to the 30. Jackson Vayu having an all-world night. He's all the way down to the 25-yard line. That's a 29-yard gain.
How about that spin move?
Actually make it a 28-yard gain. They put him out at the 26, or down at the 26. So Cony on the march again, 1st and 10. Leading here 20-6, ball on the left hash. And all of this has happened with very little from Parker Sargent.
Yeah, just 2 catches.
Morin sends Vayu in motion. Looks that way, now flushed out of the pocket. Better get rid of it, and he does. He was outside the tackles. And so he was able to throw the ball away. Tucker Bates in hot pursuit.
And I think for Morin there, the only thing, obviously he throws it away. He doesn't force something, but I think if you're Lippert, hey, don't take the contact, man. That wasn't there. Get rid of it. We don't want you, rolling an ankle.
Right.
But to your point, Mike, just to reemphasize, Sargent's got 2 catches, 19 yards. Vayu's got 5 for 87 in one of the touchdowns.
He's been the man. 2nd and 10. Operating, Cony is at the Mount Blue 26. Back to throw. Morin, plenty of time. Flips it downfield. It's up for grabs, and nobody can grab it. It was really thrown in no man's land down there. There was nobody around it, either in white or in red. It's incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I kind of just aired that out a little bit too much. Sargent was the closest, but kind of a 500 ball.
So 3rd and 10 for Cony at the Mount Blue 26.
And they've gone empty a lot tonight already, haven't they?
They sure have. They're doing it again. Trips right, 2 left. Parker all alone. Blitz coming, picked up nicely. He rolls right, has to avoid. Whoa! What a great tackle, ball out, but they say he was down. What a marvelous tackle by Alex Ratcliffe. Holy boy, that was a great defensive play. I thought for sure that Morin was going to sidestep him, but no way. Ratcliffe got enough to flip him over and tackle him. Wow.
Yeah, I was with you. I thought, okay, Morin's going to sidestep this and then huck it somewhere near the end zone. That was a painful one for him.
Indeed. 4th and 15. Cony will obviously go for it. They have 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Blitz coming. Morin has to go to the ground to get the ball. Now in trouble. He's got a man wide open at the 10-yard line. Easy as you please catch by Demmons and a touchdown. Go figure. Go figure.
Just Mount Blue, I think their eyes lit up a little bit when Morin dropped that and thought, okay, let's go get him. And Demmons, I think, set up camp, Mike. I can't be totally sure, but I think he had a tent set up down there.
I didn't see one, but you may be right. And Morin handling that snap like it was a greased pig. He couldn't pick it up. Finally, he did and just lobbed it up there. They're going for 2, and it is incomplete. They fake it. 2nd time in a row they've done that, and it is incomplete. And so with 7:46 to go in the first half, it's all Cony. The Rams now up 26-6.
Demmons having a night. That was his first catch, that one for 32 yards. He's also got the 34-yard touchdown run on that reverse.
Touchdown comes at 4:14 to make it 26-6. And after Mount Blue's first drive of the game, they have been stymied by this Cony defense. And Foster ready to kick off.
Now they're compounding it by not covering receivers.
Right. Deep ball by Foster, and it is Cousineau at the 10. Reverses, goes to the right to the 15 hit, and that's the end of that. He gets to the 17. And only a 7-yard return by Dean Cousineau, and Mount Blue's backed up. 1st and 10, their own 18.
The other thing, Mike, too, I forgot to mention with that touchdown pass, that was on 4th and 15. Cony 4 for 4 in the first half.
Just wow. Tremendous job by the Cony offense.
Just continuing, I think, the evolution. They obviously had in that middle part of the season, they had those injuries, and you're starting to see, I think Coach Lippard made a point in your pregame interview with them, some of those kids now getting used to starting and making plays.
All right, direct snap to Clay Dunning and the handoff, and the Cony defense all over the ball carrier there. That is Cousineau. And a loss of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 13. Coming up at halftime, we'll have the halftime stats.
Maybe some scores from field hockey?
Yep, some scores from field hockey and high school football as well, all brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company. Dunning, and we've got a dead ball foul here on the offense. So procedure is the call on Mount Blue. That last report, Skowhegan was ahead of Mount Blue in field hockey 4-0 after 3. I know Cony won here this afternoon against Nokomis 2-1. They played right before we got here.
That's a big one.
Yeah, and it was 1-1 really late. Cony's goal came really late. Cony, Nokomis, 2 terrific teams. Low snap, Dunning handles it, has time. Over the middle, throws. It's off the hands of the intended receiver, Trent Harris. You got to catch that, 44.
Yeah, Harris there, a little bit behind them, but I think should have made a play on that. But the other break for Cony is that, or excuse me, the other break for Mount Blue is that should have been picked as well.
Should have been caught, then it should have been picked. So it's incomplete, 3rd and 10.
Actually, it's 3rd and 18, isn't it?
Oh, excuse me, I'm looking at the ball on rather than the to go, which actually isn't working. It's 3rd and 18. The scoreboard here has been a problem the last month or so, and it still is tonight. The pass down the right side to Galkowski, but way short of a first down. He's rolled out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and Mount Blue's going to have to punt.
Picks. 21. They give him a 11-yard catch there, but like you said, 3rd and 18.
Galkowski will punt. He'll get rid of it around his 10. Let's see if the snap is another balloon. It is. But it gets there, and a low-line drive. He's lucky he didn't hit any of his linemen, and Surgeon had nowhere to go with that. He smartly lets it go by. And it is down inside the 40, about the 38-yard line.
Mount Blue scored on that opening drive and has punted in 3 straight possessions since. Meanwhile, Cony, even when Mount Blue's gotten them to 4th down, hasn't mattered. They're 4 for 4 in the first half. The other thing, too, as you pointed out, Parker Surgeon, 2 catches, 19 yards, but they've scored 4 touchdowns.
1st and 10 at the 38, 6:02 to go in the first half, 26-6 Cony.
They're really trying to get that Thriller song in.
They are. They're going to get the whole thing in by the end of the 4th quarter. It may take that long. All right, the snap, the handoff to St. Onge. Anderson all dressed up with nowhere to go. And leading the charge there was Alex Ratcliffe, number 45, for those of you watching our video stream right in the backfield.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an awkward handoff, and then because of that, St. Onge kind of couldn't set his feet, and then he tried to get around the edge and couldn't do it.
So it is 2nd down and 14, we'll call it. A loss of 4, 2nd and 14 back at the 34-yard line. Running clock here, 5:35 to go in the first half, 26-6 Cony. Trips right for Morin, 2 to the left, empty backfield. They show blitz. Picked up nicely over the middle, low throw, but caught right up the middle. Ethan Demmons having a great game tonight. And he has got the first down. Ethan Demmons went down to the floor to get that and pulled it up, kept it from skimming off the ground, and got the first down.
Yeah, he fell right there. Good call, I think, by the refs. He just hit the ball right where it needed to be.
1st and 10. All the way up to the 49-yard line. That's a 15-yard pickup. Wide to the right side is Veyu. Demons is the slot. Veyu goes to the other side. That's Jackson. And now we've got a timeout called by Cony. Tonight's game brought to you by the Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dock fees, where cars and trucks always cost you less. Find them online at cmautogroup.com. So 5:06 to go in the first half. And a timeout called here by Cony, leading 26-6. We have no playoff games tomorrow. Nobody's playing tomorrow. We will have field hockey regional finals, radio only, coming up on Thursday. Cony will be playing one of them. Skowhegan and possibly Mesalonsky in the other one. We are not able to do video because the rights are held for regional finals and state championships by, let's say, another network.
Yeah, but we'll be there.
But we will be there. We will have cameras running, but still cameras, taking still photos and also getting highlights for you to make our scorelight packages with. We can do that. We can't shoot the video of the game and run it live. So we will go there and give you radio only and some other accents, shall we say. 1st and 10 from the 49. Morin, all kinds of time flag down. No matter what happens here, this is going to come back. It is.
Wow.
Did he catch that ball downfield?
Yeah.
You did?
I was waiting for the signal because I thought that hit the turf. And the penalty's against Cony, so it's not going to matter. But
they ruled it a catch, but it's not going to count because it's holding on the Rams.
That was Demons again. Wow.
It's like BL said, you know what? We're going to take Parker right out of the game plan tonight.
Especially, I forgot to add up the stats for you, Mike, but we were doing the 1,000-yard watch against Gardner, and he didn't quite hit it. I think he ended up being, I think it was less than 50 yards short, so I thought, okay, obviously they're going to be in the playoffs. He'll hit it that game, and they're going to rest him.
Well, they got to have to go. All right, Morin in the gun. Flips it. It's tipped and almost intercepted by Ratcliffe. It got tipped, and Ratcliffe went to the ground, could not get it. And it is incomplete.
Dangerous there, looking for Surgeon over the middle, just try and get him in space. And then Surgeon, of course, trying to go up and make that one-handed play. But the problem with that is if you don't knock it down or come down with it, you make it a bunny for anybody else to get. Mount Blue just didn't react quick enough.
2nd and 20, 4:53 to go in the half, 26-6 Cony. 2nd and 20. Trips right, 2 left, empty backfield. 3-man rush, 8 men dropping back for Mount Blue. Now a blitz. Morin rolls out, has time downfield. It's caught down there. It's Lance Terrio over midfield into Mount Blue territory at the 48.
Man, I think that was Jackson Veyu again, actually. And
was it Veyu? Okay, my bad.
Yeah, Veyu's 18, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Veyu grabbed that one, picks up, 13? His 6th catch already, and that gave him 100 yards exactly.
So it is 3rd down now and about 7. 3rd and 7. Morin and...
I think we're getting an offensive line flinch here.
All right. It is procedure. And I was just about to say it might be time for Surgeon to try to slow down that blitzer by changing his cadence. And as I was about to say that, one of his offensive linemen flinches.
Yeah, Mount Blue's done that a lot. They only have 3 down linemen, but someone from the linebacker level has pretty much, I think, run up the A-gap most of their defensive snaps. And I think the nice job by B.L. Lipper to counteract that, they just rolled more in right or left.
So 3rd and about 12. Morin has a ton of time. He's launching one downfield. Demons, guess what? He made the catch. He stayed in bounds. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Cony.
Demons upset, obviously, that last catch didn't count. Decides to make a nice toe tapper along the sidelines to stay in bounds and finish that one off for, 53 yards.
Mount Blue secondary having a tough night.
He's got exactly 100 now.
Landon Foster for the conversion. They have faked the last 2 times. Morin to hold. It's plenty long enough and true. And with 3:48 left in the first half. It's 33-6. The Cony Rams are walking away from the Mount Blue Cougars.
Credit to Dimmons. You see the replay here. Dimmons had a good 3 or 4 yards there. The defender held up, I think, not wanting to commit pass interference, and instead lets him make that catch and then just tries to shove him out of bounds, and Dimmons does a nice job toe tapping to stay in bounds and finish off the touchdown catch.
So Cony goes 62 yards for the score. And they are rolling.
And again, this is with Sargent with only 2 catches.
He has had a unremarkable night.
St. Ange only has 17 yards on 5 rushes as well.
And he's had an unremarkable night. Foster with a high kick. Taken at the 11-yard line by Galkowski or Cousineau, one of the two. Couldn't see the. All right, it's 22, so Cousineau on the return to the 24.
I can't, Mike, I may be wrong. We've done a few Cony games. I don't know that I've seen anybody, maybe Napolitano once, but anybody but Sargent go over 100 yards. I think the Bangor game we didn't have, obviously, I think Morin threw for like 400-some yards. Somebody else probably came close, if not doing it. I'm sure Sargent went nuts. But 200-yard receivers in the first half, neither of them Sargent.
All right, Dunning in the shotgun. Wide to the left side is Cousineau. Not looking that way at all. Launches a high one down the right side and a lot of contact. They let it go. Sargent had a chance to pick it off.
I think they missed an OPI there, an easy one.
Bodie Markham, I believe, was the intended receiver, number 12. It is incomplete.
Yeah, you'll see the replay here. Sargent, I think, sets up and box out, and I think Gabe basically gets German suplexed as he's trying to set up for that. I think that was a missed OPI.
That's our first German suplex reference of the year.
I think it's actually the second.
Is it really?
I think it is.
That's our second German suplex reference of the year.
Yeah, get Sean to make a graphic for that. Let's get a counter going.
Absolutely. That is graphic worthy. 2nd and 10. Back to throw is Dunning. Lobs it over the middle, way too long for his receiver there, intended for A.J. LaLiberty, the senior, wearing number 5. It is incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
The Mount Blue started 5 for 5 on their first 5 passes, and now 6 for 11 in totality.
Yeah. That first drive was a keeper. Since then, they have not been able to do anything against the Cony defense. Dunning with a 3rd and 10 play from his own 24. 3rd down and 10. Cousineau is behind him in the shotgun, and the left receiver there jumping off sides, LaLiberty.
Yeah, that'll be 5.
That was a little stutter step before you're allowed to make a stutter step.
Yeah, the other problem is I think Mount Blue, the game script, I think, for how they wanted to win was pretty simple. Obviously, if you could be opportunistic with some turnovers, that would be a big part of it, but really be able to run the ball, limit Cony's possessions. But Cony has just scored at will tonight, and they, felt like once they got that first punt, Cony's defense started to really put the pressure on the Cougars.
Empty backfield for Clay Dunning. Back to throw, has time, down the right sideline, and it is caught. We're going to get offensive pass interference. The ball is caught. It's either Galkowski or Cousineau who gets a handful of jersey grabbed and gets knocked out of bounds, but I believe this will be OPI here.
Yeah, we'll show you the replay. It was Galkowski, but you'll see as he just kind of tugs that Cony receiver down, or defender down. As you'll see here, he's going to unload this one deep along the sideline. Yeah, and he just kind of pulls him all the way through his, I think that was Sargent hit the deck. No, that wasn't Sargent, excuse me. But, yeah, easy call.
Yeah, and it is OPI. So deep ball comes back. And Mount Blue is going to have 3rd and a mile.
And they were already at...
They were already at 3rd and about 15.
Yeah, were they on the 15? I can't remember where they were originally at.
They were originally at the 25. Then they got backed up to the 20. And now a 15-yard penalty. And they're going to be all the way back at their 7-yard line. So they've got to get to the 34. So it's 3rd and 27. 3rd and 27 for Dunning, standing, waiting for the direct snap in the shotgun at his own 3-yard line. And now a timeout? Yes. Timeout with 3:14 to go in the first half, and 3rd and 27. Tomorrow on opening drive, we will have highlights of tonight's Game 4 in the World Series.
How about that World Series? That's just nuts.
And I just noticed as they get ready to throw the first pitch tonight that Adolis Garcia has been ruled out for the rest of the World Series with that side issue, and so has Max Scherzer, who's been out basically since mid-September anyway. But Garcia, who's had an all-world postseason, he's been the player of the postseason, is out for the series.
As I say, he did pick up some hardware, wasn't he? The ALCS MVP?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big loss.
So Garcia's out. That's obviously a dynamic change to the Rangers lineup. So Corey Seager's just going to have to keep on going off like he has. Anyway, we'll have the scores and the score and highlights tomorrow on.
Say Diamondbacks, maybe team of destiny this year.
Could be. They've come back every time. They were down 2-0 to the Phillies and 3-2 going back to Philly, and they won the series. Here's a great fake downfield. The pass is caught, I believe.
Holy cow!
But it is at the stick, and that's a first down.
It was 3rd
and 27. And they got 28. So how about that?
14, I believe, is the catch.
That's Charles Stevens, the tight end, with a great catch on 3rd and 27. They convert. Time here over the middle. The ball thrown, caught by Cousineau. Cousineau midfield. He's got speed. Cousineau into Cony territory, dumped at the 46. Dunning had time. Cousineau was open. So Mount Blue's got something here after converting on 3rd and 27. All right, Dunning in the shotgun. Cousineau behind him. Runs the option, pitches out to Cousineau. Cousineau trying to get to the corner. Not going to happen. And it's not going to happen because Josh Kidd wouldn't allow it to happen. He got out there in pursuit. Also out there, Gavin Flynn. And this is on Mount Blue. It's a hold.
Last thing you want, you convert 3rd and a mile, as you said, and 3rd and Gardner. And then you get back behind the sticks.
All right, so they're backed up now at their own 43 after the penalty of the hold, spot foul, 10 yards. So it is 1st and a lot again. 1st and about 21, 22. Bubble screen, right side, it breaks. Look out. Down the sideline, sprinting down, and getting a big gainer there for the Mount Blue Cougars. That is Trey Bailey. And Bailey all the way down to the 39-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and about 2. So they nearly convert another long one. Back to throw. The pass over the middle by Dunning is incomplete. Cousineau, the intended receiver, so it will be 3rd and 2. That'll stop the clock with 1:50 left in the first half. And Cony leading 33-6. Dunning sending Cousineau in motion. Goes opposite of the motion. Dunning, bang, got hit, stood right up and stopped. And Jeff Bickford and Kidd applying most of the pressure there and make the tackle. Did not get the first down. In fact, he got half of it. So it'll be, he got 2/3 of it. It'll be 4th and about a yard now that they put the stick at the right spot. So 4th and about a yard. Dunning in the gun. Cousineau behind him. Cousineau as the pitchman, but Dunning keeps it, and Dunning has the first. So they'll move the sticks. This will stop the clock. Ball at the 35-yard line, 109 left when they set the ball. Dunning will drop back in the gun, ready to run the play here. Clock starts. 1st and 10, low snap handled by Dunning. Dunning looks over the middle, throws, caught. Right open there, Bailey. Bailey down to the ground at the 25. That's a first down.
Yeah, nice to Bailey. That was behind him. A nice catch by Bailey, and immediately goes down. I think maybe just short. Mount Blue burned a timeout, so I'm going to guess he didn't quite convert.
Yep, you're right. It is short. So they do take the timeout. 56.8 seconds left. Mount Blue has a lot of work to do. They would love to score before the break.
Yeah, and I know I sound like a broken record because I made this point actually earlier because MCI had the same opportunity, but Mount Blue does get the ball to start the third quarter. So 33-6 doesn't look pretty, but you go down and get 7, and you got a chance to get 7 again. 33-20, one possession in third quarter looks way different and makes you feel like you got some obviously big-time momentum.
AJ, who are you going to call?
Mike Violet.
No, Ghostbusters, man.
I feel like there's not much I could call. There's not much I couldn't call you for. I feel pretty confident in that, and I'm going to be honest.
Wasn't Ray Parker Jr. sued for plagiarism for this song?
I believe so.
Or something like that. All right, 2nd down and about a yard. After the timeout by Mount Blue, 56.8 seconds left. Dunning in the gun, empty backfield. 2nd and short, going to throw it. Back, throws left side. Cousineau, a slant, makes the catch. 10, 5, Cousineau! Touchdown, Mount Blue!
I believe he threw a flag. I think the back judge dropped the flag immediately.
Yeah, it's a procedure call against Mount Blue. It's coming back.
So
it looked great, but it is not going to count. Never mind.
A great individual effort there by Cousineau, but all for naught as that ref really kind of nonchalant. I thought I saw it, but I couldn't see the yellow on the turf. And then immediately, as the Mount Blue sideline was celebrating, he made the motion for the infraction.
Matt Friedman wanting a explanation. I have a sneaking suspicion he didn't like it one way or the other. And so, instead of having a touchdown on the board, that is not on the board, and they will suffer the indignity of a 5-yard penalty.
That's more than 5. It was 3rd and short. It was 15. They gave him 15.
So maybe it wasn't procedure. Couldn't have been. I thought I saw him make the procedure call.
I thought so too, but that's 15.
Yep, so it's 2nd down and a lot over the middle, and that's going to be pass interference. Is that caught by the defender?
Trying to see on the replay. Missed it there.
Looks like it's going to be a defensive pass interference call on Cony. It is.
Yeah, it was intercepted, but he kind of forced his way through the receiver to find the ball.
All right, so this. What are they doing here? They've got to mark this penalty off. That's not a spot set there. You've got yardage to mark off, don't you? Or
well, if they were basically first, what was it, 3rd and 15? Was it first? Excuse me, 2nd, I think, at 15 and a half, basically. How? What?
And B.L. Lippert doesn't like it either. He's out on the field. If it's a defensive pass interference penalty, you have to mark yardage off, don't you, from the line of scrimmage?
It's not a spot foul because it's not a spot foul collegiately either.
It's only obviously in the pros where it's a spot. You've got to go back to the line of scrimmage and mark the yardage off. As far as I know.
Yeah, so they had Mount Blue had 2nd and a yard, maybe not even that. They got what looked like a illegal setup or infraction, and they got 15 yards somehow because it went from 2nd and short to 2nd and a long 15. And then that ref seemingly has given them the first down here.
All right, now they're spotting the ball at the 25, and it's 1st and 10. I'm confused.
That makes 2 of us.
First and 10 for Mount Blue at the 25. Back to throw Dunning. Being rushed, got rid of it. End zone, and it's overshot. And we're going to get another pass interference call on Cony.
Yeah, Coney's going to get busted here. I don't think there was really a ton of contact. He's going to, a little bit of hand fighting there at the late with some shoving, but he's really going to get busted for face guarding.
So 2 pass interference penalties, we think, in a row.
So it's a 25. So based on the standard, it was just 15. So this should be half because 15 is more than half the distance.
He almost signaled to the offense.
But they're dropping it at the 10, aren't they?
I'm waiting.
That's at the 10?
So if it's at the 10, it's goal to go. I've got to do some Googling after the game on high school rules in Maine. All kinds of time for Dunning. He throws it. It's picked off. Easily picked off by the Cony Rams. It's Parker Morin. So all of that for Mount Blue all the way down the field. And they end up having a pass intercepted, thrown by Clay Dunning to his opposite number, Parker Morin, with 22 seconds left.
I think his main receiver fell down there, but still not a great throw. That looked like it was a comeback basically to Morin.
So Cony has it 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line. And they're just going to go and take a knee. Morin down to the knee, and that is it for the first half. So a domination situation here for the Cony Rams. They scored early, and they have scored often, and they have a comfortable lead here at halftime. The score from Fuller Field in Augusta, the Cony Rams 33, and the Mount Blue Cougars 6. It's halftime. It's coming up. It's brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company. It's coming up after this on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
Over 30 years ago, Paul and Jonna Bowen set out on a mission to help aging Mainers stay in their own homes. Assistance Plus grew from their passion, dedication, and integrity, where clients come first. Today, Assistance Plus serves not only the elderly, but clients with developmental and behavioral health challenges. Assistance Plus, here for you today and through all points of your life.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Over 40 academic degrees and programs recognized as some of the best in the United States. Nursing, criminal justice, forensic, psychology, IT, education, culinary arts, and so much more. Offering one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Plus, a top-seeded national champion producing athletics department. Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Find your passion. Go to cmcc.edu. 201 Tire, Battery, and Service on the Goodyear credit card for all your auto needs with great benefits. 6-month financing when you buy $250 or more. Subject to credit approval, terms and conditions apply. Double savings on select Goodyear tires via mail-in rebate. Accepted at Exxon and Mobil locations nationwide. The Goodyear credit card, the complete solution. 201 Tire, Battery, and Service on the Augusta-Vassalboro line. Get yours. Apply now. Nothing brings people together like good food. So when you're cooking for the ones you love, why trust anyone but Joseph's Market? Joseph's Market is famous for their fine meats. Plus, no one makes sausage like Joseph's. They have 32 rotating flavors like Mexican chorizo, teriyaki pineapple, or spinach and feta. So there's something for everyone. You know, an apron is just a cape worn backwards. So be a superhero at your next cookout with fresh meat and sausage from Joseph's Market on Front Street in Waterville. Find them at josephsmarketmaine.com and like them on Facebook.
Oh, please start. You wouldn't allow your car to bypass its maintenance, would you?
Hey, Jen, would you look this up on your computer?
Oh, wish I could. This office computer is so slow.
How about your computer maintenance? Trust the pros at Computer Improvements. They can come on site or stop by, handling general maintenance, antivirus protection, hardware upgrades. And Computer Improvements can set you up with solid-state hardware memory, giving your operating system wicked fast response time due to less moving parts. So your day isn't like this. Contact Computer Improvements to schedule your service today. Computer Improvements, downtown Skowhegan.
Because we all know someone who is affected by cancer, Renewal by Anderson of Greater Maine is all in on bringing attention to this terrible disease. Whether it's you or somebody you know and love, it affects many lives, and lots of us want to help in some way but don't know how. That's why throughout October, Renewal by Anderson of Greater Maine will donate to Sarah's House of Maine, a local nonprofit supporting those diagnosed with cancer. If you want to join the fight too, email sarahshousemanager@gmail.com.
Notice the price of gas and oil lately? Thinking about a pellet stove? Pellets are a renewable resource that are economical, and pellet stoves don't have to be ugly or loud. Come talk to us at Somerset Stone & Stove. Let us explain why now is the best time to have your pellet stove installed. Wouldn't you love to have a gas stove or fireplace designed for your home? Let Somerset Stone & Stove design and install a Regency gas stove or fireplace that is just right for you. Let us customize your Regency gas stove or fireplace while you enjoy the beauty and warmth. Visit Somerset Stone & Stove in Oakland.
Casella Waste. You see their trucks everywhere all the time. That's because they're out taking care of customers like you. Roll-off dumpsters, they've got them 15 to 50 yards. And they're in your neighborhood picking up the trash so you don't have to worry about it. Weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly from 2 to 10 yards. Casella Waste will also deliver portable toilets when and where you need them. And they offer septic services. Call to learn more about Casella Waste. 872-8257. 872-8257 for Casella Waste.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight's back here at Fuller Field in Augusta, along with Sean Packard, our videographer here tonight of this Class B North quarterfinal matchup, as the Cony Rams having an easy time of it so far, leading here at halftime by a score of 33-6. Halftime is brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner, HammondLumber.com. Cony won the opening toss, took the football, took it right down the field, went 64 yards for a touchdown. And it was Ethan Demmons with a 34-yard scamper down the left side that got Cony on the board. Foster with the extra point, 7-0. But the Mount Blue Cougars get punched in the face. They get right off the canvas and take it right down the field. 65-yard drive for the Cougars, a 29-yard pass play from Dunning to Cousineau for the score. Kelly missed the extra point. It was wide left. It was 7-6 at that point. And as it turned out, that would be the last time that Mount Blue would score in the first half. Cony scored after a 73-yard drive, a 20-yard pass from Morin to Veyu. The two-point pass attempt no good, 13-6 Cony at the end of one, and the Rams piled on in the second quarter. A 48-yard touchdown pass from Morin to Terrio, a 58-yard drive. Foster with a conversion, 20-6. Then Morin 31 yards to Demmons for the touchdown. They went for two, pass no good, 26-6. And then Demmons with a 53-yard pass play from Parker Morin. Foster with the extra point, 33-6. At halftime in favor of the Cony Rams, and AJ's got the numbers.
1 second, sorry.
I thought you were ready.
No, I was, but I clicked on the wrong highlights. I clicked on the Winslow highlights, which I haven't had a second to download yet. I'm going to give you all the plays from the second quarter. There we go. Okay, numbers. Parker Morin is 13 for 20 for 275 yards and 4 touchdowns. On the ground, pretty pedestrian after the kneel. Morin's got 7 rushes for 10 yards. He was sacked once. St. Ange had 5 carries, I think maybe 1 in the second quarter. He's got 17 yards. Dimmons, the big rush, he's got a 34-yard rush. That was a touchdown. He's got 3 catches for 100 yards, 2 more catching touchdowns. And then Vayu's been the go-to receiver tonight, 6 receptions, 100 yards. He's got a score. On the other side, that first drive went really well for Mount Blue, led by Cousineau. He's got 6 rushes, 44 yards. He's got also 3 catches for 48 yards, one of them that touchdown. The problem is since then they really haven't done much, and passing, they're 8 for 15 with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. 50 penalty yards for Mount Blue, 45 for Cony at half.
Okay, let's take a look at some of the scores from around the state in playoff action all across the board, starting with high school football this afternoon in a game you saw and heard on the score, the Winslow Black Raiders crushing the MCI Huskies. The final score in that one, 55-14. Old Town with a win over Belfast. They won there 14-13. So Old Town and John Bapst will play in the Class D North semifinal game on Saturday afternoon, and Winslow will be on the road at Foxcroft Academy to take on the undefeated Ponies. Other scores today, it was Freeport over my Poland Knights, 32-14, so Freeport moves on. Winthrop, Monmouth, Halldale, and Lisbon, no score as of yet in that one. Moving up the ladder in Class C today, it was Nokomis over Hamden Academy, 14-13, and Herman over Brewer, 12-0. They are at the half. Let's go up and up and up. Let's see what else we've got for games being played tonight in Class B South. It's Westbrook and Deering going at it, and Westbrook has won. That one is over with. Westbrook wins it 18-16. Gorham upset Marshwood 26-21. So that's what's happened in football here today. In field hockey today, in Class A North, the Skowhegan Riverhawks winning, the Messalonskee Eagles winning. No surprise, they're going to play for the regional championship on Thursday. Messalonskee beat Mount Blue 6-1. Skowhegan shut out Edward Little 5-0. So Messalonskee and Skowhegan will play in the Class A North Regional Finals on Thursday in Oakland. The game time has not been set for that. We'll have the broadcast, a radio-only broadcast, coming up for you on Thursday afternoon. We will also have the Class B North championship game. That's going to be Cony and Belfast. Cony, in a game played right before we got here at Fuller Field, they beat Nokomis on a late goal. I'm not sure who scored it, but they win on a late goal over Nokomis 2-1. And Belfast got by Levitt. That was a wing dinger. 3-2 was the final score. So Belfast and Cony will play for the Class B North championship. In Class C, it was Orono over MCI today, 2-1, and Dexter Central beat Piscataquis 4-0. Or excuse me, that's actually from last week. In games this afternoon, let's go current, shall we? Foxcroft Academy beat Dirigo 3-1, and Dexter Central beat Orono 1-0. So the final all set in Class C North, it'll be Foxcroft Academy and Dexter Central, the 2 versus the 1. They will also play at Messalonskee High School in Oakland coming up on Thursday. The state championships in field hockey are going to be played on Saturday, so it's a heck of a week for these field hockey teams playing in the semis today, regional finals Thursday, and then you're playing for a state championship on Saturday. All the state games in field hockey are in Lewiston at Don Rue Field. So that is the entire scoreboard here at halftime tonight, brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company in football and also in playoff field hockey.
I mean, I'm excited to see, the region championship site was determined. Messalonskee gets to play on home field. And this season, both teams have split. The goal differential's even. Messo got Skowhegan the first time 2-1. Skowhegan got them in Skowhegan 1-0, so 2-2 there. And nothing against the other teams. It's the matchup I wanted to see. I wanted to see the rubber match.
It's the matchup everybody wanted, and it is the rubber match, and it is on Messalonskee's home turf, literally. And we'll see what kind of difference that makes. Messalonski beat Skowhegan on their home turf earlier this year. Then Skowhegan avenged the loss by winning on their turf, which, of course, is natural grass. So we'll see if Messalonski is able to exploit that against the Skowhegan Riverhawks coming up on Thursday afternoon. Paula Dowdy talks about it a lot. Her team certainly has had a lot of success playing on grass that horses can eat, but they've also had a lot of success on grass that horses prefer not to eat.
Yeah, and I think for Messalonski on the other side, we've talked to Coach a few times. Obviously, we've covered both teams several times this season. They've been premier programs. We expected them to be. And the measuring stick is the measuring stick. Messalonski wants to be in that conversation continuously year to year with Skowhegan, where they're that threat to not only win the region but win state championships. And here's your chance. You get Skowhegan at home in a season where you beat them.
Yep. All right, let's get out of here with a quick break. It is 33-6. Cony over Mount Blue at halftime. Third quarter action next on The Score.
I came for a visit, and I just fell in love with it.
They just want to see you be you and just excel.
There's a lot of opportunities here.
It really gives me time to figure out what I want to do with my life.
It's a good stepping stone to get to where you want to be.
The tuition is definitely part of what brought me here.
Credits transfer, that's huge, especially for a community college when you're trying to figure out what you want.
CM's the best place. Honestly, it's the best place. You got to be here to experience it.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Randy Belanger purchased the Harry J. Smith Company over 7 years ago, knowing his customers expected the same quality service as they have always received for over 100 years. With 10 bays and 12 employees, we can have most of your repairs done the same day. Whether it's on your car, truck, or RV, we can handle it. Just call us and let us go to work for you. The Harry J. Smith Company, 13 Sanger Avenue in Waterville, keeping your vehicle on the road for over 100 years and doing it the right way.
At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. Maybe your existing system is failing or it's a new house lot. You need new installation. Call PJ Diggs. They can bring their site evaluator to design the right septic system. Headed to camp? Ditch the outhouse for a newly installed system. How about a septic system for your campsite? Imagine your own private campground. Already have a septic design? PJ Diggs can install it for you. Call 431-4299. That's 431-4299. At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. 131 Hinkley Road, Canaan.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Midstate Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Midstate Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
Dixon's Country Market on the Neck Road, Benton has it all. Sunoco gas and 24-hour diesel, plus a jam-packed store with what you need to grab and go. And so much succulent food. Huge sandwiches, delicious wraps, and hand-tossed fresh dough-loaded pizza. They have drinks, snacks, fresh meat and cheese in their deli counter, plus local Lively's products that won't cost you a lot of money. And remember those whoopie pies? Delightful, delicious Dixon's Country Market in Benton, supporting local high school sports.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
Over 30 years ago, Paul and Jonna Bowen set out on a mission to help aging Mainers stay in their own homes. Assistance Plus grew from their passion, dedication, and integrity, where clients come first. Today, Assistance Plus serves not only the elderly, but clients with developmental and behavioral health challenges. Assistance Plus, here for you today and through all points of your life.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, Sean Packard, our videographer, back here at Fuller Field in Augusta as we get ready to roll here to the second half. Cony Rams will kick off to the Mount Blue Cougars, and Cony will do so with a 33-6 lead. A first half they have dominated after scoring on their opening drive and allowing Mount Blue to score on its first possession. It's been a Cony blitz since.
I've got one for you, Mike. Who do you think is more at a disadvantage? Field hockey playing the games you mentioned, right, tonight, Thursday, Saturday, potentially the state championship, or football playing tonight, Cony potentially, right, if they win this tonight, they go play at Meso on Saturday.
I think football for sure, because it's such a game of routine and practice, and you normally have certain periods of time to do so,
right?
And that is disrupted this week. You're playing on a Tuesday night, which is weird.
Yep.
And then you're going to play Saturday, and of course, traditionally, you usually play Friday night.
Right.
I don't think Cony, as we get ready to watch Landon Foster kick off here, we'll get to my thought here in a second. Foster's kick, Cousineau far side on a hop at the 10, bobbles, gets it though, 15-20. And Cousineau rolled out of bounds up near the 27 or so yard line. So you're playing on a Tuesday already, and then you're going to go and play on a Saturday. So those are two things that never happen. And so also, putting a game plan in, practicing for the team that you're going to play. And I don't think Cony has played outside of a Friday night all year. I think every game they've played has been a Friday night game.
I believe you're correct.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 27 for Mount Blue. After the kickoff, Dunning out of the shotgun. They'll run it on first down. It's Galkowski, and he gets run down from behind. Excellent open field tackle. And on the tackle, it is Veyu, Caden Veyu on the stop. And Galkowski lost 3. It'll be 2nd and 13. Quarterback is Kyle Dunning, a senior.
Yeah, just kind of out of game script, I think, for Mount Blue. First drive was a beauty. Got a punt, and Cony scored every time they've touched the ball. Kind of gets you out of what you want to do.
Backs to either side of Dunning. He's going to throw out of it. Back to throw, looking, shoots it over the middle. It's caught there by Bailey. Bailey, though, wrapped up. He got back to the original line of scrimmage. And on the tackle, that was Foster.
And he caught that and went nowhere in a hurry. He got immediately wrapped up.
So nowhere to go there. So 3rd and 10 for this Mount Blue offense, which had a productive first drive, actually a productive last drive of the half before the pick. But in between all of that, absolutely positively nothing. Scrambling is Dunning. Dunning to throw, and it's picked off. It is picked off at the 36-yard line. And on the pickoff, Parker Sargent.
Now that one, he's under pressure, just trying to make something happen, and Sargent just does a nice job undercutting that. I think was in a better position the whole time and is able to intercept that one easily.
Returned it to the 35-yard line. So 1st and 10, Cony. At the 35, Morin in the gun. Morin hands to Anderson St. Onge. Sweep left, St. Onge strung out. Still gets to the 30, still got 5, maybe 6 yards. So Anderson St. Onge, who had a quiet first half, starts the second half off on the first play from scrimmage with a solid gain. Actually, they put him out at the 28-yard line, and that's a gain of 7.
Yeah, I wondered if this script's going to follow what we saw with Gardner last week. St. Onge was not quiet in the first half, but then they went to him heavy in the second half to really salt the game away.
2nd down and 2. Morin from the shotgun. St. Onge gets another give, and this time he reverses to the right, has the 1st and more, to the 20, breaks that tackle to the 15, and St. Onge all the way down, ending up backwards. He's out of bounds at the 11-yard line. 17 yards for Anderson St. Onge.
And they're right there. Again, just going to put the ball in his midsection and say, take us to
the promised land.
Take us to the promised land. Let's get out of here.
1st and 10 at the 11. Cony after the pick by Sargent. Knocking on the door. Sargent wide left. Morin in the shotgun. Hands off, Anderson St. Onge again, but this time stopped at the 10-yard line. And on the tackle there, big number 60 in white, Joey Hayden, the sophomore.
Joey Hayden is not a small kid.
He's a big old country boy from Farmington, baby.
I normally get that being from the Midwest, especially if I go out west. I heard it a lot. They talk about how they grow them big in the Midwest.
Yeah.
They grow them big in Farmington. Is that what you're telling me?
That's my hometown.
They grow them big in Farmington.
All right. 2nd down at about 9. Play fake, back to throw more, and overshoots his man intended there down the right side, or a slant from the right side for Lance Terrio, incomplete.
Terrio in a crowd there, and I think you see maybe a little bit of the experience from Morin as this season's gone on. There, he puts it only where either his guy's going to go up and make a great catch or no one's catching it.
So, incompletion, 3rd down. 3rd down and about 9. Twins left, twins right, actually trips right. Empty backfield. Man going in motion. That is Jackson Veo. They throw it to him in the flat. He makes a nice catch, but he is going to be stopped well short of the 1st down.
Yeah, they've run that play a couple times. Mount Blue does a nice job shooting there as they can't hold the block and immediately spins him down for maybe a yard.
So it's 4th down and about 8. And Coach Lippert with the play for Parker Morin. No flashcards, no decks of cards, no goofy gyrations, no games of charades. Just, all right, here's the play, run it. Seems like it's a lot easier, doesn't it?
Well, especially at the time to have the kid run to the coach and get the play.
Rolling to the right, Morin looks, end zone right there, wide open touchdown, Parker Sargent. So Sargent's on the board. It's a 9-yard pass play, and it extends the lead to 39-6.
Yeah, that was easy. Sargent just able to box out there, basically, like you said, and get that easy 9 yards.
So Morin with a 9-yarder to Sargent. 35-yard drive after the pick. Comes at 3:06, and Cony is going to go for 2. Morin from the shotgun. Rolls to the right. Flips it. It's incomplete. The pass intended for Ethan Emmons. It is incomplete. And with 8:54 left in the 3rd quarter, the Cony Rams have extended their lead. They lead at 39-6.
Trying to get those points back and put Mount Blue in an even tougher position to get into that running clock, but could not convert the 2.
Could not do it. So, Landon Foster will continue his practice round of kickoffs. The former member of the Cony golf team. Plucked off the Cony golf roster.
That's real talent, to look at someone trying to pitch out of a sandwich and say, that's a place kicker right there.
Indeed. B.L. Lippert's got a real eye for him, doesn't he? That's a touchback.
Watched a kid serving detention and thought, that's a D tackle right there.
Yep.
Oh, man. Probably my favorites. I've only been able to work with you for a year now, Mike, but I think that's going to be one of my all-time favorite stories, especially getting to talk to his mom basically after that first game, too.
Right, yeah. All right, Mount Blue 1st and 10 from the 20, trailing 39-6. Hard to believe the first time these two teams met, it was a 1-point win by Cony in overtime. Handoff to Galkowski. Or is it Cousineau? It is Cousineau, and Cousineau, 2 hands on the ball all the way up to the 35. That is a 1st down.
That's just Mount Blue had a lot of that on the first drive. Hasn't been able to find much running room since. Big pickup there on 1st down.
First and 10. All the way to the 35-yard line. All right, Dunning brings him out in the shotgun. That's how they go exclusively. Pitches it to the right. Catching it out there is Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe turns it upfield over the 40, just barely. But a solid gain of a little bit more than 5. Alex Ratcliffe playing tight end.
His first catch on the night.
Yep, 2nd and 5. So, regional championship games in field hockey Thursday, radio only. Messalonski and Skowhegan in Class A. Belfast and Cony in Class B. Here is Cousineau. Cousineau can't break through the red wave on the tackle there, Caden Veyu. And it'll be 3rd down and about 4.
I think Cousineau able to fall forward for 1 there, basically.
3rd down and 4. 7.5 to play in the 3rd. Bailey is wide to the left. 2 backs in the backfield in the shotgun. 1 to either side of Dunning. Dunning hands it off to Cousineau. Cousineau right side. Cousineau powers up, has the first. Cousineau over the 45, just a little bit, and that's what he needed for the first. So Mount Blue has advanced it to the 45. 1st and 10. Trailing 39-6. Dunning in the gun. Stacked up on the right side. Trips there. Runs the option and really doesn't get much. He went kind of parallel to the line of scrimmage because jumping up to make the play, Corbin LeBlanc from the secondary. And he got to the 47. Short gain. We'll give him 2 just because we're charitable.
Coney's done a nice job after that first drive. Besides that, obviously what started this one was the big 15-yarder. Really have gotten after the point of attack. Now, of course, making Mount Blue have to pass a little bit more or chase points, obviously trailing this much, have also intercepted those 2 balls.
2nd down and 8. Dunning, 2 running backs. Pitches it left side. Bailey with the catch, but he slipped just as he planted to start to go upfield, and Bailey, not much of a gain. And it'll be 3rd and long, 3rd down and about 8.
They're going to say he just fell down basically at the line of scrimmage. You show you the replay here as they huddle up again. I think he had some space, too. He had a block out there.
There was something there. So 3rd and 8. All right, Dunning in the gun. Rolls to the right. Cousineau out in front as a blocker. Flips it down. That's picked off. That was an ice cream cone right there on the pickoff. I think that's Flynn. And he is in like Flynn. Touchdown, Cony. Gavin Flynn with a pick 6.
Flynn picked that off and then I think was a little bit surprising. It was just a little middle play here, as you see. Just reads the coverage there, breaks on it, and he's on the sideline already. Kind of slows up and then just gets a nice convoy there from his defensive line.
If you can rewind that, AJ, and give me an approximate line where he caught that ball, yard line.
Let me tell you one more time here. Let's run this real quick, and I will tell you.
Foster, meanwhile, ready for the conversion. Out of the hold of Morin. Snap is good, and Foster drills it, and it's 46-6.
He caught that at the Cony 48, so 52 yards.
So a 52-yard pick 6. Thank you, sir.
Happy to help.
So Foster makes it a 40-point game. The first time these two teams played, a 1-point overtime win for the Cony Rams.
And I talked about it in the pregame. I thought it was a point you could really look at both their seasons. Mount Blue definitely has played better since then, but Cony, I think, got a little healthy, got some adjustments, and has since kind of found a new version of themselves despite the injuries.
So we will have a running clock now after this kickoff.
They just made the announcement about Cony's regional final. Bad news though, Mike. They said time's still to be decided.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of different possibilities. And on the kickoff return here, it is Bailey. And Bailey to the 35-yard line. I've heard 5 o'clock. And then I heard it might be pushed later than that on Saturday.
Because I believe they're doing A, B, and C, I think. Aren't they Saturday in Meso, or is it just A and B?
You're talking about football?
Field hockey.
Oh, field hockey's. The field hockey's in Lewiston Saturday.
Sorry, Thursday. Is it A?
Thursday, it's A, B, and C, all in Oakland.
Okay,
yep.
that's what I thought.
I think it's 3:30, 5:30, and 7:30 for the start times. It just depends on after they see who's in, setting travel and stuff.
Right.
I mean, obviously, Skowhegan and Messalonskee, you're talking about a 20-minute ride for Skowhegan, and Messalonskee, it's a home game.
Yeah,
so
Cony not much, obviously, further than Skowhegan.
So you're thinking that Cony and Skowhegan might be the later games, but I don't know. There's, we'll find out.
That makes sense. 1 yard gain on that first down carry.
2nd and 9. And the ball is on the ground. And Cony's got it. And the wheels are falling off the wagon for Mount Blue.
Yeah, it looked like just obviously miscommunication because neither running back really thought they should have it, it seemed like.
Josh Kidd recovered it. So let's see, with a 40-point lead, B.L. Lippert's still going to send out Parker Morin. Maybe one more series.
Yeah, I would imagine 46-40, you're not going to play him much more than this. Last thing you want is for any fluke injury or anything like that.
In the game is Anderson Noyes as a running back. Low snap. They flip it to Noyes anyway. Good recovery there by Noah Morin. And Noyes, of course, turns it into a 10-yard first down run. Because what else? Surgeon checking out.
Watching the replay of that, obviously he was on the ground, and then he was just kind of like, take it.
Yeah. It's like a hot potato on a very cold night. All right, Morin, they're going to run it again. And this time, great open field tackle by Cousineau as he hauled down Noyes from behind. So suddenly, B.L. Lippert turns into a running coach.
-3 there.
All right, 3rd down and a long 4. 3rd and 4. Morin with Noyes. Almost encroachment again. And maybe it was this time.
Yeah, Cony coaching staff was losing their minds there. They're like, how is that not? And that, I believe, cancels out that 3rd down. Yeah.
All right, so they'll move the sticks. Line of scrimmage is the 20. 1st and 10 for Cony. In a very comfortable position, leading 46-6. Morin in the shotgun. Noyes, the running back. They're going to give it to Anderson Noyes. Noyes inside the 15 to the 14, running, angling to the left.
Yeah, I think what you said, Mike, despite I would imagine Morin, this is probably his last series, but I think Morin, he's not going to drop back. I think he's just out there to handle it and hand the ball off.
So it'll be 2nd and 4. Can Cony score 50? They're close.
How many did they score against Bangor? 55?
55, yes. All right, Twins to the right. 1 to the left. Noyes, the running back, to the right of Morin. He gets the give inside and got near the 10. That's close to the first down. That's going to do it for the third quarter. Coach Lippert calls the offense over to the sideline. So Cony goes into the fourth quarter in cruise control. The score after 3 from Fuller Field in Augusta. It's Cony 46 and Mount Blue 6 back with a fourth quarter after this on the score.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Over 40 academic degrees and programs recognized as some of the best in the United States. Nursing, criminal justice, forensics, psychology, IT, education, culinary arts, and so much more. Offering one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Plus, a top-seeded national champion producing athletics department. Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Find your passion. Go to cmcc.edu.
By the light of the silvery moon, we come back to Fuller Field in Augusta. Great shot by Sean Packard, our videographer, and our digital director of the moon here tonight. Filtered through some clouds.
Well, don't forget, and if you have some photos you want to make sure you look good, BL Lippert took advantage of Sean Packard's services too.
Yes.
A little bit of a slim down.
There's a fee for that attached to this. There's a service charge.
That's what I heard. Yep. I think you get a finder's fee for that too, don't you, Mike?
I get a commission.
That's what I thought.
I will text Coach Lippert tomorrow and let him know how much he owes us. Sean, write up a bill, and we'll send it to him electronically. 3rd down and 11 for Parker Morin in the offense. Man in motion. Morin calls for the ball. Turns, hands, noise. Big hole. He got face mask, though. Every official on the planet threw a flag. All of them simultaneously.
Yeah, only needing one there was noise. And he got it. But like you said, that's a big face mask. Curious to see where they officially mark this one down, because, I mean, the penalty is going to be like a yard.
So a face mask penalty called after all those flags came out.
Yeah, I think they officially put him down at the 3, I think. So give him 8.
So goal to go here.
Oh, take that back. He's standing at the 4.
All right. Oh, now they just marked it off, though.
Yeah, so 2. It was 2 yards.
All right. So 1st and goal at the 2. Cony looking to break 50. Noise is in. They do. Touchdown, Anderson Noise. It's 52-6. That's what I said. Anderson Noise with a 2-yard run.
You know the crazy thing, Mike? I might have missed one, but I don't think so. That was the first 3rd down conversion Cony got when they picked up that run right there by Noise.
Wow. Well, it just hasn't been a situation that has given itself to having to be converted.
They went 4-4 in the first half for 4th downs.
Here is here is Foster with the kick, and he drills it. 10:27 left in this one. It's 53-6.
Noise gets on the scoreboard. He adds a 2nd rushing touchdown, joining Dimmons, who had the 34-yard rush. That was the first score of the game. Not a lot of rushes total right now, unofficially, for Cony. 21 rushes for 101 yards, 2 scores. Been very comfortable with Morin just dropping it back and slinging the rock.
Yep, he's done that. And Cony will move on and play Messalonsky on Saturday in Oakland.
I don't want to, again, I'm going to say this, nothing against Mount Blue, but Cony Messalonsky's a rematch I really want to see with how Cony's playing.
Yep. Because, Cony has recovered from their injuries, and their next man up philosophy has filled in the gaps as Foster gets ready to kick. He pulls that one to the sidelines. It'll skip out. And so Cony will be healthier, certainly, than they were the first time, and I think playing better football. And Morin has played better football, too, so that should be fun. Meanwhile, Gardner and Lawrence will be the other matchup.
Curious matchup there because injuries obviously depleted Skowhegan to a certain extent, but I think part of the reason Skowhegan beat them early in the season is they were able to be very physical. Gardner, obviously, when we had them against Cony, is one of the things Coach Munzing talked about is they were really confident in their lines, but they had some injuries there. And so, obviously, we know what Lawrence will do physically. I mean, that Messalonsky game, just go back and watch that in the vault.
All right, here's Dunning in the gun. Still going to throw it. And his arm, did it get hit or did that ball just slip out? There was a bunch of players in front. It's an incomplete pass either way.
Yeah, I think his hand was just coming forward.
No, wait a minute. They're marking it where the ball was recovered.
Okay,
So they're calling it a fumble and recovered by Mount Blue, so it was not a forward pass.
Okay, they're going to say he got knocked out before his hand came forward.
Okay. Almost out of tuck rule there.
Show you one more time real quick.
Yeah, take a look at that. All right, Dunning in the gun. Running backs to either side. He hands off to one of them. This is Cousineau. Dane Cousineau really can't turn the corner there, and stepping up from the secondary to make the stop, Bryce Watson, sophomore. Modest gain of about 5. Gets him back to a 3rd and 9. We have a running clock now with the deficit more than 35 points.
Both teams with 1 sack now.
So 3rd down and 9. For Dunning and company, 3rd and 9, and Cony is offsides. Unable to hold himself back there was Caden Jones. And that'll cost Cony 5. It'll still be 3rd down, but 3rd and 4. So 3rd and 4. 6.5 to go. Handoff. And to the 45-yard line, right near the stick. On the run there was Ratcliffe, I believe.
I think it was 45, right? That's Ratcliffe?
Alex Ratcliffe, yep.
And he got it.
Yep, and meanwhile, Mount Blue makes wholesale changes. I believe they've just brought the JV team in. So they make a ton of changes. I don't think they've got 11 guys out there, do you?
That doesn't look like 11 in the huddle.
All right, Dunning is coming out, but that doesn't look like 11, 10 other guys there. They look short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 9.
I think they got 2 in touch. 7. Yeah, 10, I think.
They can't beat him with 11. I don't think they can beat him with 10.
Yeah, because I think they had 2 tight ends in tight, a receiver, and then a running back and quarterback. It was 10.
It's 10, yep. So they ran that play with 10. Now they're going to change quarterbacks. Carter Meter is going to come in, number 9. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They've got 11 now, I believe. So 2nd down. Meter in at quarterback. Hands it off, and nowhere to go there on the tackle for the Cony Rams, Caden Jones.
He got that handoff, and it might as well have been the Cony defensive line also getting that handoff.
Yeah, he kind of got swallowed whole.
So 3rd and 15 here for the Cougars.
So we are under 5 minutes, 4:45.
Man, who would have drawn the 2 games? I mean, I thought Cony and Winslow, obviously the game we had earlier, they were the home teams. They were the higher seed. I thought they were favored. I thought both of them were going to win, but how about these performances?
Both hanging 50 burgers on their opponents.
Yeah.
I didn't have that card.
Yeah, me either.
All right, 3rd down and 15. Meter Going to throw it for the first time, or maybe not. Now he's going to run it. And Meter, the freshman, is hit right at the original line of scrimmage, and down he goes, Carter Meter. And nope, actually I had that wrong. He is not back to the original line of scrimmage. He's 5 yards. Well, no,
you're right.
Now. Okay,
you're
I was
right.
going to say the guy holding the down stick didn't move it until late. So it is 4th and 10. And Mount Blue will stay on the field with their offense.
They were 2 for 2 in the first half.
Carter Meter. Back to throw. Flips it. And he lobbed it into, or tried to get it into Matt Wrigley's hands. And it was a little bit long. And it is incomplete. And it will go to the Cony Rams.
I thought that was actually a decent pass. To show you the replay
he tried to
here.
drop it in there.
The tight end just kind of got twisted around on his route. I think he had an opportunity to catch that, which would have been a first down.
I think it was the right idea by the kid, freshman to freshman. All right, B.L. Lippert going to his bench and running.
Yeah, who's the back? Is it 14?
Yeah, I think it's Cooper Clark who's coming in now. So Clark will come in at quarterback with 2:50 running clock. Get some reps. And the night is over for Parker Moore and the sophomore. Another solid job. 1st and 10. Handoff Noyes. Noyes, he got grabbed again high. I don't see any flags, though. And Anderson Noyes, he looks like a keeper there, too. He's a freshman.
He definitely is. I think the biggest thing is he's decisive. One of the things I watch for running backs, especially young ones, is they always try to get around the edge right now. Speed him. Noyes hits that hole, and he's just going to get up and take that 6.
Well, he got about 6 there. 2nd down and 4. 2 minutes left. 2nd and 4. All right, the turn by Clark, the handoff, and look at him go again. Anderson Noyes running wild. And Noyes down to the 24, maybe the 23.
Unfortunately, the wide receivers weren't set, so I think he got a lineup infraction here because that head ref in the back threw a flag down. I think you can see it on the C.
It's procedure, yep.
Yeah.
So they're saying 5 o'clock right now, but I've also heard that could change. But right now, Messalonsky and Cony are set for 5.
Okay, Mike, call me crazy, but Cony just got 5 yards for procedure that I think Mount Blue got 15 for earlier.
I don't know. I'm going to have to go back to centralmainsports.com and click on Vault maybe sometime tomorrow and see what that's all about.
Yeah, either that or YouTube.
Or YouTube, one or the other. Under a minute to go. Cooper Clark in at quarterback. Hands to Noyes. Noyes runs by the pressure. And Noyes skipping right down that sideline and has a first down. Noyes is just a freshman.
And that's something to think about, too, the depth at the running back position, because I don't think Heidel is a senior, is he?
Let's see. He is, as Cony is going to let this clock run out. Heidel is a junior.
Yeah, so he'll be back next year, too.
Yeah, that is it. So a resounding win tonight by the Cony Rams. They win it by 47. The final, as we are under 10 seconds, the Cony Rams 53 and the Mount Blue Cougars 6. The Rams move on to play Messalonsky on Saturday. Our postgame show is next. You're watching and listening to high school football on The Place for local sports. Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score.
201 Tire Battery and Service on the Goodyear credit card for all your auto needs with great benefits. 6-month financing when you buy $250 or more. Subject to credit approval, terms and conditions apply. Double savings on select Goodyear tires via mail-in rebate. Accepted at Exxon and Mobil locations nationwide. The Goodyear credit card, the complete solution. 201 Tire Battery and Service on the Augusta-Vassalboro line. Get yours. Apply now.
Nothing brings people together like good food. So when you're cooking for the ones you love, why trust anyone but Joseph's Market? Joseph's Market is famous for their fine meats. Plus, no one makes sausage like Joseph's. They have 32 rotating flavors like Mexican chorizo, teriyaki pineapple, or spinach and feta. So there's something for everyone. You know, an apron is just a cape worn backwards. So be a superhero at your next cookout with fresh meat and sausage from Joseph's Market on Front Street in Waterville. Find them at josephsmarketmaine.com and like them on Facebook.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, Sean Packard, our videographer, back here at Fuller Field in Augusta. A resounding win tonight for the Cony Rams. They win it 53-6. The Rams scored early and often. They led it 13-6 at the end of one. Demons and Veyu scoring the touchdowns in the first quarter. They turned it on in the second quarter. Cony scored 3 more in a 48-yard pass to Terrio, more in a 31-yard pass to Demons, and then Demons with a 53-yard pass from Morin. Cony led it 33-6 at halftime. More Rams in the third. They scored 2 more. Surgeon a touchdown catch. Flynn with a pick 6 that he scored on. 46-6 at the end of 3, and then Anderson Noyes a 2-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter, 53-6, the final score.
A couple numbers here for you. For Mount Blue, really the only one I think that really had some success tonight was, and now his name has left me, number 22.
Dane Cousineau.
Cousineau had 11 rushes for 71 yards. He also had 3 catches for 48, so he had over 100 offensive yards. He had a touchdown catch as well, the only touchdown Mount Blue scored. 3 interceptions tonight and finishing 13 for 23. Just rough passing, especially as it got late there in the second half. 2 of them in the second half, one of them being a pick 6. For Cony, how about this, Mike? If you would have said Parker Surgeon has 3 catches and a touchdown and they win, I think you would have taken it, been a little bit surprised unless you would have thought, big plays, 3 catches for 200 yards. But Veyu had 7 catches for 101 yards, 42 a touchdown, and then Demons had 3 catches for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, plus he had the 34-yard touchdown rush. So the secondary players definitely stepping up big time for Cony tonight and delivering in this big win.
So in Class B North, it'll be the Cony Rams taking on Messalonskee in Oakland. Lawrence Bulldogs hosting Gardner in Fairfield. Times right now, we've just heard that Cony and Meso scheduled for 5, although I hear that could change. And Lawrence and Gardner are scheduled to play an afternoon game on Saturday.
Interesting.
So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we can get 2 in. Who knows?
Fingers
we'll
crossed.
wait and see. We have 2 field hockey games at least coming up on Thursday afternoon, with Messalonskee and Skowhegan playing in one, Cony and Belfast playing in the other. The A and B regional finals, radio only. So that is coming up. We'll let you know the times when we find them out. We're cold. We're going to get out of here. For Sean Packard, AJ Knight, I'm Mike Violet saying good night from Cony High School in Augusta. Final score in this one, Cony 53, Mount Blue 6.
This high school sports presentation on the place for local sports, The Score, has been brought to you by Central Maine Community College, Central Maine Motors, Hammond Lumber Company, Midstate Machine, Whittemore & Sons, Somerset Stone and Stove, 201 Tire Battery and Service, BJ Diggs, Renewal by Anderson, Assistance Plus, Joseph's Market, the Harry J. Smith Company, Computer Improvements, Casella Waste, and by Dixon's Country Market. For all your local sports action, keep it right here.